And good morning, everyone. This is SchreckTeck, episode number 20. No, this is April 24th. This is show number 56. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought, wow, we've cut our age in half. What is this?
Now, you may be wondering who that voice is on the other side of my monitor. It's Gina. Hey, Gina.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Let me show you my left side because, Rick, I just read a study that said people tend to think the left side of their face is their better side.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you? Okay, why do you think that is?
I have no idea.
Isn't that strange? They did all kinds of studies, and they said that people would choose which side looked more appealing, and they would always choose a person's left side. I found that to be really interesting. So
in guys, it could be because they part their hair more often than not on their left side.
Oh,
possibly,
really?
Possibly. So it gives a slightly different perspective.
I wonder if that has to do with most people being right-handed in the way we comb our hair.
Could be. Could be.
Huh. Well, show your left side when you go to greet someone, or if you're taking profile pics. You may want to kind of tilt your head so that your left side is showing. People will find you more favorable.
That's interesting.
Kind of interesting. Yeah, kind of random.
You know, that brings up a story. I went to see a live TV show one time. I think it was back when. This is a long time ago. Something like the Steve Allen show.
Back when?
And that was a long time ago. And at one point, the guy who comes out and warms up the audience, he gets in front of everybody and goes, "Okay, now we want this to be a really happy audience. So I want everybody to turn to their left and say hi to the guy behind you." So everybody turns at the same time. Of course, nobody's there because they're all turning around. It was cute.
So the back side might be the better side.
That's right.
For some people. And once again, for our Australian friends, happy Anzac Day, which is kind of like the Memorial Day here in the U.S. And so Jeff, who's always loyally in the chat room, is 1 a.m. He gets to sleep in. It's Anzac Day on Wednesday in Australia. But on Tuesday here in the United States, it's another big day. It is National Pigs in the Blanket Day. And I did write in the chat room, what's wrong with this? You know, we celebrate Pigs in the Blanket while they're celebrating Anzac Day. I think we need to get our priorities a little straightened out here.
That's right.
So, National Pigs in the Blanket. Do you have a favorite recipe that you have made with Pigs in the Blanket that's different than the old croissant hot dog?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, not at all.
No, you don't. See, we always say, when the kids were little, we'd say it's a fun food night. Pigs in the Blanket always won out on fun food night. It tended to be Pigs in the Blanket. And whether you put cheese in the hot dog or, decorated them with something, the Pigs in the Blanket kind of was the fun food.
Yeah, somehow I don't think we ever did that. And my culinary expertise pretty much is opening something that you can microwave. So that's about as deep as it gets.
Pigs in the Blanket, you do have to put in the oven.
Yeah, that's a little hard. Yeah.
That's a little hard. It's a little hard. It's a lot of work going on.
Yeah.
So, I had to throw that out. But did you know yesterday was the 7th birthday or anniversary of YouTube?
Only 7.
Only 7 years. Isn't that bizarre? It seems like YouTube has been in our life forever.
I know. It's you get so used to it, it becomes ubiquitous, and before you know it, you realize, hey, it's only been around 7 years.
7 years. So YouTube.
And do you realize And do you realize in the last 7 years we've become completely and totally unproductive?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I feel like all I do is try and create more content for YouTube. I feel like I've become a slave to wanting to hurry and pump out more content on YouTube because it does help you, it helps that whole findability for your business. So
it's great. And if you look at YouTube, you've got Vimeo, you've got other services. I mean, you've got a lot of different places you can go to put your video on. And
Right.
where do you go first, Gina? For example, when you're looking for product information, where do you go first now?
I mean, I still Google it. I Google the name, and then I kind of look. If there's a video, I tend to look at the
Right,
video.
right.
Um, I want to see, as a matter of fact, we just did this. There was a company that we ordered a dress from for prom this week, 2 weeks ago, and the dress has not come, and we paid $45 to have it expedited. And this company called Tide Buy, which was just red flags all over. We shouldn't have done it. But anyway, then my husband Googled Tide Buy, and all kinds of stuff comes up, which again, if you're going to order online, and I know this, and I didn't do it, if you're going to order online, first Google the name of the company to see, is there all kinds of stuff being said about poor service on their part, or is it great service? And in this case, it was all poor service, saying, we ordered a dress, they said it would be here in a week, and it got here 30 days later. And of course, last night we had drama, prom dress drama. Bailey's in tears. We're having to go shop for a, backup dress. And now we've spent like $500 on dresses that we have one dress. So it's very frustrating. But I Google the name to see what comes up. And then I start looking, are they blogs? Is it a credible source? So, yeah, I don't tend to go to YouTube and then search for, unless I know it's a video. If I'm looking for a specific video, I might go to YouTube and then search. But typically I search in Google and then see what comes up. Do you go to a specific place when you search?
Almost always YouTube first. At least if I'm looking for product information.
So you'll actually go to YouTube, and then in the search there, you'll look for the product.
Yep, and occasionally I'll go straight to Google, but usually if I have a feeling that the product is on YouTube, I go to YouTube first.
That is interesting.
Because I like seeing the video of it. I like seeing how they work it, how they do it. Usually this is tech stuff,
Right.
so if it's
Makes
video
sense.
stuff, I just want to see how they use the camera, how they use the microphone, so it's harder to see that when you're just looking at print. So I want to say, okay,
Right.
how do we actually make this thing work? And a lot of people who show stuff are pretty good at it. So it's a good example of how video can trump reading almost every time nowadays.
Well, and even in a Google search, video tends to rise to the top faster than
Right.
something that's written. So, yeah, video definitely trumps it. And, to think 7 years ago, what were we doing for this type of research? I mean,
We were
we've come
working.
so far so fast.
We were working then.
We got work done. Now we watch videos all day.
That's true.
It is interesting. I don't think a day goes by that I don't watch a short video, at least a short informational video.
That's true.
This morning I got up and I watched a video and then a podcast, which was a video, watched a video podcast. And yeah, I don't know that a day goes by that I don't watch some informational piece on video. So, happy birthday to YouTube, and, you've made us smarter but less productive. Yeah, that was your birthday's thing. But, yeah, so those are, now, I guess I'll start with Facebook News, because there's always something. Facebook News, and people are already throwing little hissy fits about having to fire up their Photoshop again to change the size of some things on Facebook. April 26th, so that will be 2 days. I guess that would be what?
Thursday?
On Thursday, Facebook is rolling out. Now, I have only heard that this is happening on business timelines. I have not heard that it's going to affect personal timelines, but on your business pages, you will notice, and I think this is great, but I don't know, I've heard so many people going, oh my gosh, I hate that they're changing this. But the little thumbnail picture of your profile picture on your business page, not the big timeline banner photo, but the thumbnail is going to get a little bigger. It's like a 150 by 150 size. Not too much. Well, actually, I think that is, it'll look significantly bigger. What I like about it is it'll be clear. Businesses try to put their logo into these tiny thumbnail, and a lot of times it's cutting off part of it, or it's real blurry or hard to read because it's so tiny. So as of Thursday, they're going to be rolling this out, and you'll notice a new size. Now, you may not have to do much. Maybe your photo is already big enough, and you'll just have to upload that file to resize it. But it may be that you have to go in and in Photoshop, Photoshop or some other editing program, take the size of your logo or photo that you are using for your picture, not the big timeline cover art, just your little picture, and increase the size. So that's kind of big news.
Now, Gina, do you ever get irritated with? I mean, who doesn't get irritated with Facebook sometimes? But don't you get irritated that they don't seem to plan anything ahead of time? It all just kind of evolves and they change and then change again and they change again. And I've heard a lot of people complain that once they get used to it, it's different again. And
Right.
I can't honestly say these changes are all that great, but
Well, they're not all that significant when you think about it. Going, oh, we're changing the. I mean, some of them are big. The layout of timeline was a big change for the layout, but little things like this. But they're still causing people who are using it for business to do more work.
right.
But then I look at it and go, how many of us on our websites are constantly tweaking things, or we lay it out and we think it's done. Hopefully you're constantly tweaking your website, because if not, does it become stale to the eye? Does it become boring to the users?
True, but this is a multi-billion-dollar company that keeps changing.
Keeps
It's
changing.
like they don't have, okay, there's only so much 16-year-olds can do, I guess, as programmers, but
These are billionaires you're talking about.
exactly.
Yeah, it's funny because Bailey, the Schrecklet, she has resisted changing over to timeline, which, technically Facebook said everyone has timeline now. But not true. There were still some holdouts like Schrecklet who, in her 16-year-old brain, was saying, I hate these changes. I'm like, what do you know at 16? Go put something on Twitter. And it's funny because when they change the timeline, she goes, I'm done with Facebook. I'm just sticking to Twitter. She loves Twitter, which is really odd because she resisted Twitter for a long time. But, yeah, so a lot of the young people are hating the whole timeline change. A lot of adults are saying, why are they doing this to our business pages? Shouldn't we be able to choose whether we want different sizes? And, well, there has to be a uniform look to the pages, or it starts looking really cruddy to the end user looking at all of them. So I think it's a good thing for a lot of the pictures I see are too crowded in that tiny profile. But you're right, Rick. Why didn't they think of that before? Like, when they're laying this out, going, gosh, the little profile pic is really tiny.
Okay, I would make a recommendation that we all send Facebook a message and we all go to Google+.
There you go.
They're
Well,
consistent,
the rumors,
they're better.
every day I see some post saying Google Plus is dead and everyone is leaving Google Plus. It's like nothing has changed.
Nothing's changed. In fact, they're getting more and more people every day. The rumor I heard recently is that Adobe is about to be acquired. Now, I don't know by who or whom. There's all sorts of rumors, and it'll be interesting.
That is interesting.
I guess they're primed to be acquired too. I think they're probably not. They're a good choice.
And the face or the social chatter is still buzzing about Instagram and what's going to happen to Instagram, and I don't know. I think
by the way, that has to be the stupidest purchase, or at least one of the stupidest. 12
Well,
people
you
work
wonder-
at 12 people work at Instagram. 12,
Yeah.
12, 10 plus 2, 12, and they're programmers for the most part, and they paid over $1 billion for 12 people.
Because they say that
You could have written that with probably
they
4 or
bought
5
it for
million.
talent. They bought it to buy the people, the talent.
But you can't buy talent.
Kind of
They can all leave on you.
people.
But any talent can leave. That's
Sure.
the misnomer. Whenever you buy a company that is based on only people, there's a good chance a lot of them will leave. And you only have 12.
Not if they hang that money in front
Yeah,
of you.
that's
for
true.
50 years.
That's true, but this is California too. Remember that. It's a right to work state. They can't keep it no matter what the contract says.
Well, no, they can let you go, but I'm just saying, like, I know when Kirk's company, when they sold it to IAC, the deal was you stay this many years to get this part of the buyout, you stay this many more years, you get another chunk. So they basically incentivize them to stay, 10 more years so that there's an easy transition. But yeah, it's not that big of a company, but I love Instagram. I don't know why. It's such a simple filter, but it is the social part of it. And
now we do have, I'm sorry, Gina, we should do our announcement. Gina and I, for a paltry $100 million, will be sold.
We can be sold.
We can be
Can be
sold. A
bought.
hundred
We can
million,
be
you know,
bought.
we will consider a little less, but 100 million is pretty much our starting point.
That's our starting bid.
And
Right.
and you know, that's a $900 million discount. So anybody who's paying attention,
Exactly.
we are there.
We're there.
And
We're
Gina's way more attractive than anybody
hold
on
on, my phone is
Instagram. There.
ringing.
How's that?
Yeah, hold on. I'm brokering the calls already. Yeah, so that's there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. Facebook buying Instagram, and now there was some talk about, and I'm not well versed in the whole patent area of organizations, but I know it's really important to have, you know, your patent portfolio within the organizations, because that's kind of what they're buying. It makes you more, but there's something going on that Microsoft and Facebook are partnering, and it has to do with a bunch of the patents, and so I think there's more big things to come between Yahoo trying to do something with patents and fighting Facebook, which is kind of an interesting thing.
Who?
But
Who
so,
was that?
you know,
Who?
yeah, Yahoo.
Yahoo?
Yahoo.
I thought they were barely important anymore.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? But I still see every day. I see people reading their news through Yahoo. So
Interesting. Yeah. But you can find news almost anywhere, so it doesn't.
yeah, but I mean, it shows up on Facebook that it's they read this through Yahoo News. So I thought there are still people using it. Yeah, if it went away, would it be any big news? I don't think so. For those of you who are marketers who are marketing for your own business, big news on Facebook with Facebook offers, and I'm really excited about this because Facebook has done some things with Facebook deals and Facebook check-in deals, and now Facebook offers. And for a while they had this offers available, and then it went away, and I think they've revamped it. And currently on Facebook, if you have a business that really, it only works if your business is a local brick and mortar. So if you're a store, a retailer, a restaurant, a hotel, any of those type of businesses, if somebody comes into your physical location and they use their mobile device to check in, so they have to actually click on the check-in, a deal can pop up. And you as a business owner or manager of the social media, you can create these Facebook deals. So for example, we can set up a deal for one of our stores, and somebody checks in at the fitness center and it pops up saying, you can get 20% off any of the products that we sell here at the club. And the person can just bring that coupon on your mobile device up and show the front desk, and they can get 20% off. So it's a deal. You can also say, I want this deal to show up in a 10-mile radius or a 5-mile radius. So if anybody checks in down the street even at another place, which is cool because we have it set up that if somebody checks in at any of the restaurants or McDonald's or something, it'll pop up. There's a deal at the fitness club down the street. So, you can deals. Yeah, it's only available on a mobile device. So you can't go into your computer and get the deal. You have to use a mobile.
So why do you think they did that?
Yeah, that I don't. We were kind of frustrated by that because it used to be that you could print out the coupon off of your computer and bring it in. But they did away with it, but it's coming back, and it's called offers. So deals are for mobile devices. You still can create a deal that runs every time somebody checks in. It has to do with check-ins. Offers are like coupons that you can actually create as a post. So on Facebook, your business pages, now they're rolling it out. I've seen it on a couple pages, but currently it's interesting. In Australia, I've seen it, a company that we manage there, and another one in the UK. I've seen it there, and a couple in the US, but they were all, the thing they had in common, they were all categorized as a local business. So when you choose your category on Facebook for your business, you might say a national organization or brand. You might say a local business. If it is a local business, currently I've seen those offers on some of those pages. That was the thing they had in common. So I don't know what that, I tried to find information on that. Is it only going to be for them? But I think it's just they're rolling it out to local businesses first. But on your page, you can create an offer, and really, I don't even have it available on mine yet, but currently you go into, once it becomes available, there's a status update that you can do, there's a photo that you want to load, and there is a timeline event or offer. So you click on that and it formats it beautifully for you. You can upload your little logo. You can put in get 20% off any food and beverage in our restaurant, and show this, print it out, or show this on your mobile device. So you can do either or on an offer, and then it shows up on your page. So that's really exciting because it's free. It's not advertising on Facebook. It's free on your business page. So for those of you who have a business with a products to sell that you want to offer things, I think this is really great news to start running some offers on your business. I mean, it's silly if you don't, because it's just great, easy marketing, and hopefully it becomes viral. Somebody passes it on to their friend. Yeah, so that's kind of an exciting thing. What was the big thing you said happened on iTunes?
Oh, well, not a big thing, but I got hacked about 2 weeks ago. And I had put in something like, oh, I don't know, I think we redeemed 600 something dollars from Capital One bonuses from all the travel miles and everything else. And we said, okay, well, give it to us in iTunes cards. Thinking we're going to get one iTunes card. They send us 13 iTunes cards. $50 each. I went, oh, geez. So you have to enter them, you have to unscratch them all, and you got to put all the million numbers in. So we finally got it done, and I was looking to actually buy Final Cut Pro, which I did, and a couple of other products, including Logic Pro from Apple. Well, by the time I got to Logic Pro, my account was suspended. I needed to put a new password in, did that, and all the credit I had left, which was about $237, was gone.
So how could that happen?
Well, when I looked at the transaction history on iTunes, it showed that 3 or 4 purchases had been done in China. And the Chinese letters from a company, I think it said Giant, I had no idea who that was, and never made those purchases. So it took me literally 2 weeks to figure out where in Apple you go to get a refund, or at least to report something. They don't make it easy. I finally went to one, and if you call up, you're in an endless loop of going to this message, to that message, to this message, and eventually you find no one. So I gave up. I went to the Apple store, and there was this very friendly young lady who said, oh, go to Express Lane. So here's where you go, and this is called expresslane.apple.com. Now, this site is where you file your issue, whether you want a refund or whether you have problems with whatever kind of support need you have. This is the fastest way to get support from Apple. Now, everyone told me there's no way you're going to get a refund because Apple doesn't do refunds.
Right.
Now, they do, but they don't do it easily. And when you get a refund, it is an exception to the all sales are final rule. Now, I think in my case, they said, all right, this is fraud. We don't know who did this. And it was in China. So I think all of that set up the red flag that, yes, he's not lying, and I'm also not 12. I'm probably saying, hey, can I get my dollar back for the crummy music I got? But anyway, so when you go to Express Lane, you fill out what the item is. You send copy and paste numbers, information, order numbers. They do billions in iTunes per month. I mean, there's a lot of money that goes through that and a lot of transactions. So just make sure you're clear. You're concise, because more often than not, you may buy something by accident, you may click on something by accident, or you got hacked. And what they do is I got the full refund, which I was pretty thrilled about, because from what everybody told me, I got to get a penny back. Well, we did. And the good thing is once we got it back, they reset your ID, so you've got to create a new password and to make it more secure. So they just give you some typical guidelines. Use more than 8 characters, mix and match uppercase, mix and match numbers, and mix and match symbols.
So it really is somebody guessed your password.
No, I suspect somebody sold the password or sold the ID. There's a lot of black market listers out there selling credit card numbers, selling anything. It's amazing how much they can get from you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of network sniffers that sniff things out, and even though things are encrypted, it's amazing how they can de-encrypt stuff. So anyway, because there's no other way they would have that. Nobody's got my password, and nobody goes into my iTunes. So
it's expresslane.apple.com.
And I'll
put
it up.
Problems.
Yeah, I'll put it up again because if you're like me, it took a while to figure out where the heck do you go. it's not easily found out,
Right.
and um, and you will get maybe your money back. Again, you have to be, I think, professional with them. And the
Right.
girl who helped, her name was Miranda. Miranda in Apple iTunes support. Thank you so much. She was great.
Love it.
And her letters are just, she's like the nicest person put on the earth. I'm here to service your needs, to make you feel good, to make your Apple
Oh,
experience better.
I
And it's
love
like,
it.
she sounds so sweet.
Yeah.
And at first I was going, is this really Siri?
It's a Siri. That would actually be funny if they
That would
started
be
having all
funny,
the
right?
reps
No,
named
no.
Siri.
Miranda was very helpful, and she sent me a final note. I thanked her for all the help, and she sent me a note at the end. My pleasure. Anything you need, please send me a note again. This case will be open, forever. You can always send me a note, and very, very friendly.
That's
And
nice.
I've even noticed. Remember the two Apple stores that we had issues with in our
Right.
area? They
Yeah,
have gotten so much better. And I think they
that is
probably either
good.
had a leadership change because now you walk in, they're friendly, they ask you, they almost tackle you at the door to help you out. Whereas before, you could walk in, they're too busy playing games. So something's changed. So this is a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Well, on the subject of music and iTunes, um, another thing I've noticed on Facebook, and this is really interesting for those who are still holdouts on MySpace. I don't know who is, but MySpace still was pretty big for bands, for music. Musicians still had a MySpace page.
Bands and porn.
Bands and porn. Well, now on Facebook, if you type in one of your favorite artists, they most likely have a Facebook page. And if they categorized their page, see, a lot of what shows up on a page has to do with how you categorize your page, whether you're a local business, whether you're a band, whether you're a national brand. So a band or musician is going to categorize their page as a musician or artist. And then it gives them some features on their page that I don't have on mine. And one of them is a listen button. And it has a listen button that those artists can upload and link to some accounts for people to listen to some of their music. So if you type in your favorite artist, you bring it up, you click on that listen button. Now here's what happens. You either going to have to download like Spotify or RDO or one of those services to listen through. It's one of the music services that is already tied in with Facebook. So I happen to already have Spotify. So when I click on the listen button, it says, launches, we will be launching Spotify. If you had RDO loaded, it's going to launch RDO. It knows and loads up. But that's another really cool feature.
Now, is that strictly mobile?
No, on your desktop.
Okay.
Yeah, when you go to their Facebook page, you click on the listen button, and it's right. I actually pulled one up. Um, it's right next to the like button. So when you go to their page, it says like and listen. So again, those are available if your business is categorized as a band or artist, musician, I
That
think
sounds
is
cool.
the category.
Now, I'll tell you, there's a great app. If you're on either Android or iPhone, you've got to get this. It's a free app. I don't know if they have a premium version, but anyway, it's called TuneIn Radio. TUNEIN Radio. TuneIn Radio. And it gets you music, news, talk shows, anything that's on the radio from anywhere in the world. There's thousands and thousands of channels. If you come from another country, let's say Jeff's visiting the U.S., but he misses his favorite Australian radio station. He could probably find it on TuneIn Radio.
That's
I
interesting.
gave my mom a Kindle Fire in December, and one of the apps I put on it was TuneIn Radio. And having been born in Argentina, she loves listening to the old tango and all the other stations that she
Right.
can't hear. So I programmed about 4 stations from Argentina. She's thrilled. She loves that kind of stuff.
I love
And
it.
but anywhere you're from, let's say you grew up in Philadelphia, but now you live in Denver, and you miss a rock station. Well, there's a good chance that's probably on TuneIn Radio. It is amazing what is on
So is
TuneIn
the
Radio.
is it an app or is it a website?
It's an app. I think it's a website
So
too. It's also on your PC or Mac. It's just called, I believe it's tuneinradio.com.
okay, I'll put that in the
And
chat room because what I love about that is in our house, in our entire house, we don't have a radio.
yeah, we don't either.
We have no radio. So it's really interesting. You might be in the car and you're listening to a talk radio show or some of your favorite music that's playing, and you park in the garage and you have to sit in the garage till it finishes because if you come in the house you can't listen to it. I do have a couple apps that tie in with Sonos. I was like the sound system that we have in our house, that Sonos, and you can choose radio and choose the radio station. And I love that because you're right. There are still times we want to listen to radio until they get to all the commercials. Then you go back to your.
That's true.
But yeah, so it's interesting. It's a really interesting time, I think, for musicians, for music lovers. I mean, there's so many cool apps to listen to your music, and if you still have not tried with some of these music apps, get out there. They cost you nothing. Now there are all of them. There are premium level services like RDO and Spotify and Pandora. I love Pandora One.
Same here. What is it, like the $25 or $30 a year?
I think it's $30 a year.
Yeah, I do. I love it.
I love it. There's no ads. You can pick your favorite. My favorite station is Pink Martini. It is the best music. And just like when you come home, you just want to chill, you turn on the Pink Martini radio station on Pandora. Awesome. And
now that's interesting. Is this one you created?
No. I mean, it is a station. I did a search because there's actually a group.
See, I only find groups usually. I didn't realize you could find stations.
Well, I mean, it creates a station on Pandora, So, but I typed in the group Pink Martini.
Oh, okay.
And they're kind of a big band. So, it's really kind of like you're in a martini bar.
Right.
Music, really cool music, and I have not had a bad song on there.
That's good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you haven't tried these services, there's free versions, there's premium services. Sometimes you'll find the ads to be annoying, and so you'll want to pay the premium price, $30 a year for commercial-free music. I love it.
Sorry, that was.
You play the piano?
It's not going away now. I'm trying to get rid of the Pandora that just kicked in.
Oh,
I was going to look for your. It went away just now.
And I'm on Maroon 5's Facebook page, and I can click that listen button, and I can play some of their music there.
Now it's
really
interesting.
Cool.
Now I have to ask you this. What is it? Adam, I think, is the lead singer.
Right.
He's on The Voice.
Right.
And I think it's so funny because I think he has absolutely no voice, but he doesn't sing that well.
Oh, see, I love their music, but
you're
right. I don't know that I've heard him sing just alone.
He's a pretty good drummer. He was drumming yesterday on the show, but
interesting.
I think he was actually drumming pretty well. But as a singer, I don't know,
they're tiny little guys. The
really?
whole band, they're tiny.
Oh, they really?
They're like $1.15.
Wow. Hey, Gina, guess what? We are on 45 minutes almost.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what do you have any apps to talk about?
I don't. Well, TuneIn Radio was the one I talked about.
TuneIn Radio. Okay, so TuneIn Radio is a great app. And for those of you who are old-time day planner lovers.
Oh, hey, Gina, you know what?
What?
Guess this. I used to work at Day Runner.
Day Runner?
For 3 years, I worked at Day Runner. They were the Daytimer, Day Runner. Remember Daytimer?
Oh yeah,
they were Day Runner. They were the biggest competitor.
You worked there?
I did. I was there. I was in charge of their IT department for 3 years.
I didn't know that.
Good old days.
That's interesting. Well, some people are still, they love that paper or just the format of the tabs and being able to keep info. And I'm kind of one of these people that I have been searching on my iPad for the perfect calendar, task, planning app. And I've tried a bunch of them. I've loaded them. I've deleted them. I've paid for them. I've deleted them. I found one. It's called Informant. Informant HD. So like a an informant. But when you open it up, let's see if I can get the glare. It looks like a paper day planner. And it has a task button. It syncs automatically with all my Google calendars. You can sync it with Outlook calendar, with Gmail, with Gmail calendar, or Google Calendar, or what's the other one? Apple Calendar. So it syncs with any of your calendars, and then has these tabs. So I don't know. There's something about it that I really, really. It has great features, and it's very customizable. So, and I'm trying to remember, I think I paid $2.99 for this one. But so far, and I've been using it about 3 weeks, love it. I really, really like the fact that I can access all my information, my Google Calendar, without having to
Yep.
go into the,
Yep. And there's another one I use, which is almost the same looking as the one you just did, and it's called Agenda.
Oh, I've seen that one too.
Agenda is also very good. It ties all your calendars together, and if you have Outlook, if you've got Gmail, it just ties them all together. It's really nice.
It's really great. And this one has your contact list.
Now, you have to admit, Gina, the Apple calendar you get is this side of a piece of crap.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's so useless.
What I don't like is it's just a calendar. I mean,
it's just a calendar. It's hard to read, bad design, which is actually rare. Yeah. Apple usually does better designs, but it's just a really crummy calendar.
Yeah. Well, this one is like the Day Runner or Day Planner because it has your contacts in there. So I can click on the little contact tab and I can look up people that are in my contact list. It's got, I mean, literally, it's like carrying your big Day Planner, Day Runner around, but now it's an app.
That's pretty cool. And that's called Informant?
Informant HD.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really liked it. Oh, there's a Pocket Informant HD, Larry says, for $14.99. Pocket Informant, is that on an iPad, Larry?
What would the difference be between the Pocket Informant and the regular Informant?
Yeah, I wonder. Or I'm wondering, did I pay that much for this? I don't
think you may have. You know, apps just come up on you sometimes, and before you know it, you've purchased it and you've spent $400.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm missing all kinds of questions here. We added videos on our Facebook page. Oh, is that the MySpace page she's talking about? No. Yeah, Larry, I think already explained it. It is interesting. When you set up your Facebook page, you have, and it is a business page, you decide if you're a musician or band, and then you have these options to put some music and tie it into letting people listen to your music. And then I can go to any band, or I can go to any page, like, for example, Maroon 5, and I can click the listen button and listen to their music. If you're loading videos on your Facebook page, you want to make sure you add the YouTube app to your Facebook page. You go in and add the app, because it's different than, so you can pretty much have like a little mini YouTube player and have all your channel videos available on your Facebook page by adding that YouTube app. The problem I have with Facebook and the apps, they only show 4 of them. When you go to a Facebook page now with the new timeline layout, you only see the first 4. So you have to click on the little arrow to open up all the apps that are available on that page. And most people don't know that, so they don't know to look there. So there's some real issues I have with the layout of the timeline and how you categorize your business. If your business is categorized as a local business, you don't see a phone number anywhere. You don't see a website. You have to go into the info link to find it, and most people don't know to go look there. And I think that's what Facebook forgets, is that most people don't go searching all these different tabs. The weird people like me, I know to go look there because I'm always on there, but the average person doesn't. Okay, so let's see. Larry says, yes, it is the only thing I can find. Oh, so maybe Pocket Informant. Let me look. Mine doesn't say Pocket Informant.
Maybe that's a different one. There could be a different one.
Informant HD. Well, have fun exploring these. I think they're great. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure you can catch the replay if you missed any of this on our Facebook page. Facebook.com/SchreckTeck. And
That's right.
Next week we're coming live from San Diego Convention Center talking about mobile business.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
And it's a live show, so we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, we'll have a live audience.
Not that we're not live every day, I mean, but...
We're live, but we'll have a big audience. Yeah.
Hey, everyone, thanks for being there, and we will see you guys next week on eLearn Chat. Have a good one, everyone. Bye, Gina.
Bye. Happy Pigs in the Blanket Day.